One Piece is a show with vast amounts of characters. It's one of the few anime that gives almost every side character its own personality and story. Now if you watch the NBA, you can see that there's many players in the league that have a story and a personality of their own. So with knowing this and being a fan of both One Piece and the NBA, I decided since I already did Yonko and Team comparisons, it only makes sense for me to compare NBA players to Warlords we see in the show. These comparisons are going to be based off these players' journey, personality, and sometimes even their skill sets. Before we start the video, if you want more content like this, please do me a favor by subscribing and getting this video to at least 200 likes. Also, if you want to take part in making these comparisons, make sure to follow my Instagram and TikTok to participate in polls. Draymond Green is a player in the league who's been able to acquire what many NBA fans believe makes up a great career. With achieving many accolades throughout his career, such as 2 All-NBA selections, 8 NBA All-Defensive teams, 4 All-Star appearances, a Defensive Player of the Year award, and to top it off, 4 NBA rings, Draymond has been able to achieve what many NBA players could only wish to achieve. But even though he's been able to accomplish all these major awards, fans around the NBA still don't consider him a top player. This is mainly due to the fact that people believe his success purely came from piggyback riding Steph Curry and Klay Thompson's dominance. Now in my opinion, I don't think people would have a problem with Draymond if he just played his role and kept quiet. But as we all know, Draymond Green is one player we see time and time again not only stir up problems with his actions, but also his words. The main reason fans dislike him so much is because they view him as a cocky, arrogant player who thinks he's better than he is. So with that being said, what other Warlord fits Draymond perfectly other than Buggy? Buggy is a pirate who on paper has achieved and experienced what a lot of pirates aim for. Much like Draymond, Buggy was able to tag along one of the greatest crews of all time, the Roger Pirates. Now this could be compared to none other than Draymond, tagging along what most people will argue is the greatest team the NBA has ever seen in Golden State. Like Draymond, Buggy is a character who doesn't like to stay out the way at all. Despite being humbled over and over again, Buggy still pops back up to talk his despite not being on the level of those around him. His success in One Piece, like Draymond, can be credited to the luck of association. With being around top pirates his whole career, much like Draymond, he's been able to experience and achieve what most pirates haven't, which makes people think he's better than he actually is. But to end this on a good note, even though Buggy isn't the strongest, he's still one of the smartest pirates due to his experience on the seas, which could be compared to Draymond's high basketball IQ. If we're talking about one of the most underrated stars in the NBA, look no further than Jinbe Butler. One of the reasons why he gets overlooked is because he's not much of a flashy player. He's a player who rarely makes an effort to prove how good he is in the regular season, but come playoff time, he's proven time and time again that he's one of the best in the league. Part of what makes Jinbe Butler who he is his no fear attitude. These past few seasons, we've seen him fearlessly go up against and even beat top teams in the postseason. And in terms of trash talk, he's also proven not to be the type to duck smoke from anyone regardless of who they are. Now in my opinion, this alongside him being able to play through multiple injuries already proves that he's one of the toughest players in the NBA. But aside from his mental and physical toughness, Jinbe has shown that he's also one of the most business-minded players in the league. Now with all that being said, what other One Piece Warlord fits Jinbe Butler other than Crocodile? Now one of the main reasons why this comparison works is purely because Jinbe and Crocodile's personality. Much like Jinbe, Crocodile is a character in One Piece who constantly enjoys taunting and toying with his opposition, which like Jinbe, kinda makes him overconfident at times he shouldn't be. But their overconfidence both comes from the fact that they both generally don't fear anyone. Even with Crocodile being faced with guys like Mihawk and Doflamingo, he was always ready to go head to head with them. Now another thing that makes this comparison work is how severely underrated they both are. Most fans in terms of strength never really give these two proper justice, and part of the reason is because they both have taken losses that people believe they should have won. With both also clearly being business savvy is another reason why this comparison works so well. Now Kyrie is a player who is one of the most respected skill sets of all time. He's shown us time and time again how he's able to not only manipulate the ball, but also his defender. With his ability to control the basketball as he pleases, Kyrie's able to do some pretty insane things with not only his handles, but his shots. And this is one of the reasons why he's not only an exciting player to watch, but also to play with. Him being one of the most skilled players in NBA history, Kyrie early on in his career has been able to achieve a lot. With winning 2 NBA championships, it's safe to say Kyrie was at the pinnacle of the NBA in terms of success early on. He had what most NBA players should want: championships, great teammates, and the respect of everyone watching the sport. But this would all change with Kyrie's decision to leave all that behind and start his own path. Kyrie's stretch with the Celtics and the Nets at one point made him one of the biggest villains in the NBA. Although he's getting back on people's good side, it's important to remember that a lot of fans around the NBA hated Kyrie due to his controversial beliefs and antics. Many people believe that Kyrie's actions were selfish and detrimental to his team and everyone around him. But despite all the conflict, it's clear as day, when Kyrie plays, he's easily one of the best players on the court. Now, one of the only players in One Piece, in my opinion, that fits Kyrie Irving perfectly is none other than Doflamingo. Doflamingo is a character who early on in his life had the title of a celestial dragon. After his dad made the decision to strip that title away from his family, Doflamingo went from being at the top of the world back to the bottom. Now this could be compared to Kyrie going from being a loved player on a championship team to one of the most hated players on a couple of teams that didn't end up stiffing the finals. Now although they both had falls from grace, through their insane skill set, they were able to rise up again and earn back the respect that they had just lost. Another thing that really connects this comparison is Doflamingo's string fruit. With his ability to manipulate and control objects and even people with his strings can be compared to what Kyrie does to the basketball and his defender. Kyrie already looks like he has a ball on a string, so what other devil fruit could fit him more perfectly than Dolphy's string fruit? Tim Duncan could be regarded as one of the best power forwards of all time. With being one of the most fundamental players in the NBA, he's one of the few players in the league that could have played and fit under any system. Now, Tim Duncan is said to be a player who sacrifices for the better of his team, whether it's taking a pay cut so his team could improve, or even just playing a lesser role so others on his team could shine. He's known to do whatever it takes to push his team ahead and win games. And this could all be credited to his insane maturity while playing. He was a player who always kept cool, calm, and collected, even if things weren't really going his way. His maturity also allowed him to thrive under pressure that most will fold under. So that's why the only warlord in One Piece that perfectly fits Tim Duncan is none other than Jinbe. Jinbe is a warlord that we see has been a part of multiple pirate crews. This isn't for no reason though. His strength and knowledge of the seas gives him the ability to fulfill what almost every crew needs. Now this could be compared to what I said earlier about Tim Duncan's ability to fit into any system he plays in. They both are also characters who are extremely formidable and show little to no emotion during battle. Their ability to keep a calm head while fighting is part of the reasons why they fit so well together. But another reason why this works so well is due to the level of maturity they have, which plays a part in both of them being unselfish. As we see in One Piece, Jinbe has no problem sacrificing himself for the better of his crew, and we've seen this firsthand when the Straw Hats went up against Big Mom. Jinbe is one of the strongest pirates in the show, but you will never know because he's always taking the lesser role to help his crew out. One of the hardest workers in NBA history is said to be none other than Kobe Bryant. Kobe, throughout his basketball career, has been known to hone into nothing but his craft. And if you ever find yourself watching a game or even a highlight reel of Kobe, it's clear to see that this man really mastered the art of basketball. One of the reasons he was able to put hours on hours in the gym is because he was easily the most focused player the NBA has ever seen. He wasn't the type to let anything deter or distract him from his goal. His concentration and work ethic combined allowed him to be the best shooting guard of his era. One of the things that makes Kobe one of the most respected players though was his ability to take over games and beat teams single-handedly. There's only been a few NBA players in NBA history that's proven the ability to carry a team to a winning season by themselves. And with Kobe not only proving that he could do that while going against the best teams the NBA had to offer is exactly why, in my opinion, if Kobe Bryant was a One Piece warlord, he'd be none other than Mihawk. Now, one of the reasons why this comparison works is due to Kobe and Mihawk sharing similarities with their personalities. Much like Kobe, Mihawk is one of the more serious and focused characters we've seen in One Piece. Much like Kobe, his mind is warped around improving his skill set. And as we see multiple times in the show, he's a character that doesn't get distracted away from his ultimate goal. And this could be confirmed by him being one of the few people in One Piece who could resist Bo Hancock's love fruit. Now, Kobe and Mihawk can both also be seen as extreme competitors. They both love a good challenge and aren't afraid to duck smoke from anybody. But the last thing that connects these two is the role they play as mentors. Kobe could be credited to mentoring and training many of the stars we see in the NBA today, which can be compared to the role Mihawk played in helping Zoro get stronger. With Mihawk also being the best swordsman of his time, can also be compared with Kobe being the best shooting guard of his era. If you like this video and want more videos like these, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. If you disagree with any of these comparisons, feel free to comment your opinion down below. Follow my TikTok and IG for more anime basketball content. Thank y'all for watching.